She was brilliant, she was charismatic, she was beautiful, gorgeous, and charming. For over 4 decades, she brought incredible talent both on stage and on screen. But as exciting as her career was, her life and all the things that made her into the woman we all know today are even more intriguing. This is the life and times of a woman who chased her dream and delivered greatness every chance she had. This is the story of the great Rosalind Russell. The early years. You know how most stars become famous and so iconic that most people completely forget their backgrounds or the fact that they used to be actual regular people before stardom? Well, Russell was a victim of that too, but now we are going to talk about her early years, way before all of the glory and fame. The story of such an amazing life well lived will never be complete without it. You see, Catherine Rosalind Russell was born into a bustling household of not one, not two, but 7 siblings in the vibrant city of Waterbury, Connecticut. But let's face it, to have the courage to bring 7 kids into the world, you should be doing well for yourself, right? Well, her parents didn't disappoint. Her father, James Edward, was a distinguished lawyer, while her mother, Clara A. Russell, worked as a dedicated teacher. Now, here's an interesting fact about Russell. She hailed from an Irish-American lineage deeply rooted in Catholic traditions, and her upbringing was steeped in familial warmth and cultural richness. But for her and her family, being Catholic was more than just a religion of faith. It was a lifestyle. Like most of her peers back then, she was educated within the nurturing confines of Catholic institutions, and her academic journey was quite a ride to self-discovery. First, she found herself immersed in the hallowed halls of Rosemont College in Rosemont, Pennsylvania, and then later at Marymount College in Tarrytown, New York. However, by this time, Russell was growing up and beginning to find her path and footing, and just alongside it, her ultimate calling, acting. Next thing she knew, she was attending the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in bustling New York City, and it felt like just being there, she knew exactly what she was born to do, and she wanted to pursue nothing else. To her, life finally had more meaning. And so, right under the watchful but proud eyes of her parents who had predicted she would become an academician, Russell blossomed into quite the entertainer. She was perfect. She embodied every role she was given, showed up on time, read her lines, and distinguished herself amongst her peers. For most, after graduation, they'd relax and kick back and hope opportunities come to them. But not our dear old Russell. She needed to make a name for herself. So, upon her graduation from the prestigious Performing Arts Institution, Catherine seized every opportunity to hone her craft some more. She graced the stages of summer stock theaters and immersed herself in the dynamic world of theater in Boston. However, here is where it gets a little hilarious. While her parents were proud of her, they still believed deep down that all this was a phase for their dear daughter, and with time, she would realize that acting is not fit to be a long-term career as the competition is way too much. She would eventually come to her senses and pursue a career in education, they thought. But little did they know how bright the future was for Russell. It was brighter than any of them even dared to imagine, not even Russell herself. Her path to stardom. Well, in real life, the path to your dreams can be riddled with obstacles and unpleasant experiences as you climb to the top. You may need to do things you aren't really gunning for as a step to get to your goal, and Russell's career was no different. Although she embraced her dreams with unwavering determination, Russell's journey into the limelight didn't begin as a star in a movie. It didn't even begin in Hollywood at all. As a matter of fact, she began as a fashion model before she graced the illustrious stages of Broadway, despite the loud and incessant objections of her parents. Against all odds, she ventured into the realm of stock theater, spending 7 transformative months in Saranac Lake, New York, and Hartford, Connecticut, a period that would shape her artistic essence. Boston beckoned next, where Russell found solace in the embrace of a theater group under the tutelage of Edward E. Clive, immersing herself in the vibrant tapestry of the stage for a transformative year. It was within the pulsating heart of New York City's theatrical scene that Russell's star truly began to ascend, as she dazzled audiences in the renowned revue The Garrick Gaieties, all the while honing her vocal prowess through dedicated voice lessons and a fleeting foray into the world of opera. In the early 1930s, the glittering lights of Los Angeles beckoned, where Russell found herself enveloped in the golden embrace of Universal Studios as a contract player. Yet the initial reception on the studio lot was far from welcoming, with indifference from most of the crew, leaving Russell feeling marginalized and disheartened. Unyielding in her pursuit of excellence, Russell, disenchanted with Universal's leadership and its secondary status in the industry, boldly redirected her ambitions toward the prestigious Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. But this was no easy task, as her former studio would not let her go so easily without descending on her in wrath, so she had to be smart about cutting ties, so she could honor MGM's contract. She needed to leave here. For one, she found herself relegated to the sidelines a lot, reading lines with potential male co-stars for leading actresses like Claudette Colbert. However, her clandestine audition at MGM proved to be a revelation, unleashing a torrent of talent that left an indelible mark on the studio executives. Reflecting on the pivotal moment, Russell recalled, "I never acted so well in my life, before or since, and I was offered a contract, which went a long way towards soothing my damaged pride." So, to leave and work with MGM with none the wiser, she armed herself with determination and a touch of ingenuity, then concocted a plan with a girlfriend to appeal to Carl Laemmle Jr., Universal's head of production, leveraging his fondness for beautiful women. With meticulous attention to detail, Russell transformed herself into a disheveled vision, embodying the essence of a tired tramp. As she stepped into Laemmle's office, Russell committed wholeheartedly to her performance and was drawn to her immediately. To him, she was a damsel in distress. Recalling the encounter, Russell recounted, "When I was called into Mr. Laemmle's presence, I slumped on the couch. Mr. Laemmle tried not to stare at me." With a carefully crafted script of discontent, Russell skillfully navigated the conversation, punctuating her grievances with a carefully orchestrated delivery. She had said, "Well, I'm just very unhappy here." Each word dripped with resignation and longing as she skillfully manipulated the atmosphere in the room. Sensing an opportunity to appease Russell's apparent dissatisfaction, Laemmle acquiesced, granting her the release she sought. With termination papers in hand, Russell wasted no time in seizing her newfound freedom, racing to MGM to embark on a journey that would redefine her career. In recalling that moment, Russell said, "It was lovely. It was the beginning of a different life." In that moment, Russell not only secured her professional liberation, but also heralded the dawn of a new era in her cinematic journey. Determined to reclaim her narrative, Russell charted a course towards MGM, breaking free from her Universal contract on her terms. Though initially wary, her encounter with MGM's Benny Thau and Ben Piazza proved to be a revelation, restoring her faith in the industry's capacity for understanding and empathy. Immersed in the dazzling world of MGM, Russell found herself spellbound by the opulent lifestyles of its illustrious stars, none more striking than that of the legendary Billie Burke, renowned for her portrayal of Glinda in The Wizard of Oz. Recalling her encounters with Burke's entourage, Russell painted a vivid picture. First, you'd see an awful lot of dogs on leashes, and then the maid, and then the makeup man, and some guys carrying a big tray with a potty on it. The sight of a lavishly adorned potty, swathed in satin and adorned with monograms, left an indelible impression on Russell, symbolizing the extravagance that permeated the Hollywood elite. Yet, amidst the allure of stardom, Russell grappled with the realization that she lacked the fervor required to ascend to the upper echelons of cinematic fame. In an interview, she said, "I wasn't prepared to pay the price it would have required to get on the big varsity." Unwilling to succumb to the demands of Hollywood's publicity machinery, Russell guarded her privacy fiercely, ignoring the glitzy soirees and instead indulging in poker games with crew members. Despite her reluctance to conform to Hollywood's norms, Russell found her niche as a dependable second-tier star at MGM, often stepping into roles declined by the likes of Myrna Loy. Reflecting on her career trajectory, Russell humorously recounted her on-screen escapades with icons like Joan Crawford and Jean Harlow, where she often found herself cast as the interloper, stealing their leading men, albeit temporarily. In those moments, Russell not only showcased her acting prowess, but also her irreverent wit, leaving an indelible mark on Hollywood's golden era. Her screen test, orchestrated under the meticulous eye of Harold S. Buckey, captured not only her physical beauty, but also the essence of her talent, earning her a coveted place amongst the stars of MGM's illustrious roster, mentors who molded her. With an unabashed appreciation for the dramatic and a penchant for the unconventional, Russell was drawn to individuals who embraced life with grandeur, whether they were Hollywood icons or denizens of cafe society. Throughout the vibrant decades of the 1950s and 60s, Russell ascended to the status of a grande dame on Broadway, while Bresson carved a niche for himself as a high-powered theatrical producer. Their ascent into the upper echelons of society allowed them to mingle with the glitterati of the world, forging friendships with esteemed figures such as the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, Gloria Guinness, and various members of presidential families. However, amidst the constellation of luminaries, none captivated Russell more than the enigmatic Coco Chanel. In 1954, she persuaded Bresson to embark on the ambitious pursuit of acquiring the life rights to the legendary designer's story. Russell marveled at Chanel's unwavering determination and zest for life, remarking, "Here's a woman who's 74, and instead of sitting in the shade with her cat, she's finding new worlds to conquer." Though the journey to bring Chanel's story to the stage spanned 15 years, Russell remained steadfast in her admiration for the iconic designer. As she cultivated a friendship with the dynamic and volatile Chanel, Russell found herself enchanted by the designer's vivacity and passion. Recounting a memorable encounter, Russell described how Chanel's animated conversation was punctuated by the unexpected flight of a bracelet, a moment seamlessly addressed by her unflappable butler. Yet, it was Chanel's consummate showmanship that truly captivated Russell. From the perfectly orchestrated luncheons to the dramatic flourishes that punctuated her every move, Chanel epitomized a flair for the theatrical that Russell found irresistible. Reflecting on Chanel's theatricality, Russell remarked, "Old Roz knew it was all staged, but that was part of what was so wonderful about her." In Chanel, Russell found not only a kindred spirit, but also an embodiment of the theatricality and zest for life that defined her own ethos. Delving into cinema. Now that she was finally in the illustrious realm of MGM, Russell's cinematic debut was underway. It was in Evelyn Prentice, 1934, and although it may have been modest in scale, her performance garnered significant acclaim, with critics lauding her portrayal as convincing as the woman scorned. Her versatility shone through in a myriad of roles spanning across genres, from the lighthearted charm of comedies like Forsaking All Others, 1934, and Four's a Crowd, 1938, to the poignant depth of dramas such as Craig's Wife, 1936, and The Citadel, 1938. Collaborating alongside Robert Young in the MGM drama West Point of the Air, 1935, Russell's prowess was undeniable, with critics commending her intelligent and deft handling of her character. As her star ascended, Russell found herself heralded as the heir apparent to the esteemed actress Myrna Loy, seamlessly stepping into roles initially earmarked for her predecessor. However, Russell harbored a deep-seated dissatisfaction with the prevailing perception of her as a sophisticated lady, both on and off the screen. In a candid 1936 interview, she lamented the constraints imposed by such typecasting, expressing her fervent desire to break free from the shackles of convention and expand her artistic horizons. Seeking to redefine her on-screen persona, Russell turned to director Frank Lloyd for guidance, only to find herself cast yet again in a role that echoed her existing image, a wealthy aristocrat in Under Two Flags, 1936. Undeterred, she seized the opportunity to showcase her range, embracing the role of the catty gossip Sylvia Fowler in George Cukor's comedy masterpiece The Women, 1939. The film's resounding success not only catapulted Russell to new heights of stardom, but also cemented her reputation as a formidable comedienne, marking a pivotal turning point in her career trajectory. Continuing her comedic prowess, Russell went ahead and delivered a tour-de-force performance in the timeless screwball comedy His Girl Friday in 1940, under the deft direction of Howard Hawks. Adapting Ben Hecht's acclaimed story, The Front Page, the film saw Russell stepping into the shoes of the quick-witted ace reporter Hildy Johnson, a role that epitomized her flair for sharp-tongued banter and impeccable timing. Adding to the dynamic on-screen chemistry was her portrayal of the ex-wife of newspaper editor Walter Burns, portrayed by the charismatic Cary Grant. Yet, behind the scenes, Russell's casting as Hildy was far from conventional. Relegated to what she humorously termed as everyone's 15th choice, Russell's journey to securing the role was a testament to her resilience and talent. Howard Hawks, in his quest for the perfect Hildy, had approached a veritable who's who of leading actresses, including Katharine Hepburn, Irene Dunne, Claudette Colbert, Jean Arthur, Margaret Sullivan, and Ginger Rogers, only to be met with a chorus of refusals. Russell's revelation of her casting unfolded in a serendipitous moment while aboard a train bound for New York. As she perused the pages of the New York Times, she stumbled upon an article announcing her role in the film, accompanied by a list of illustrious names who had passed on the opportunity. It was a surreal moment, a convergence of fate and fortune that underscored Russell's ascent to cinematic stardom. Building a legacy. Throughout the 1940s, Russell continued to enchant audiences with her versatility, effortlessly transitioning between comedic gems such as The Feminine Touch in 1941, Take a Letter, Darling, and My Sister Eileen, both in 1942, and gripping dramas including Sister Kenny, 1946, and Morning Becomes Electra, 1947. Venturing into the realm of mystery, she captivated audiences with her enigmatic portrayal in The Velvet Touch, 1948, showcasing her range and depth as an actress. However, it was on the grand stage of Broadway where Russell truly solidified her legacy, delivering a Tony Award-winning performance in Wonderful Town, 1953, a musical adaptation of her earlier cinematic success, My Sister Eileen. Her magnetic presence on stage endeared her to audiences once more, a triumph she would revisit in a 1958 television special. Yet it was her iconic portrayal in the title role of Auntie Mame that etched Russell's name in the annals of theatrical history. Both on stage and screen, she breathed life into the eccentric character, earning critical acclaim and a Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Play in 1957. Such was the impact of her performance that strangers would forever associate her with the beloved character, affectionately calling out, "Hey, Auntie Mame!" Russell's cinematic endeavors continued well into the mid-1960s with notable appearances in films such as Picnic, 1955, A Majority of One, 1961, Five-Finger Exercise, 1962, Gypsy, 1962, The Trouble with Angels, 1966, and its sequel, Where Angels Go, Trouble Follows, 1968. Her contributions to the silver screen extended beyond acting, as she ventured into screenwriting under the pseudonym C.A. McKnight, penning the story for The Unguarded Moment, 1956, and adapting the novel The Unexpected Mrs. Polifax into the screenplay for Mrs. Polifax's Spy, 1971, in which she also starred. As her illustrious career drew to a close, Russell's indelible mark on the entertainment industry remained, a testament to her unparalleled talent and enduring legacy. A cinematic legend honored. Throughout her illustrious career, Russell's formidable talent garnered her recognition on the grandest stage of them all, the Academy Awards. With an impressive tally of 4 nominations for Best Actress, her performances left an indelible mark on cinematic history. Her portrayal in My Sister Eileen, 1942, showcased her comedic flair, while her roles in Sister Kenny, 1946, and Morning Becomes Electra, 1947, demonstrated her depth and versatility as an actress. However, it was her iconic turn in the film adaptation of Auntie Mame, 1958, reprising her Tony-nominated role from the Broadway stage, that truly solidified her status as a Hollywood legend. With each nomination, Russell illuminated the screen with her undeniable talent, captivating audiences with her emotional depth and magnetic presence. In recognition of her exceptional contributions both on and off the screen, Russell was bestowed with the prestigious Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the 1972 Academy Awards ceremony. This special accolade, accompanied by an Oscar statuette, served as a testament to her unwavering commitment to philanthropy and humanitarian causes, cementing her legacy as not only a remarkable actress, but also a compassionate soul dedicated to making a difference in the world. But that was not all. In 1972, Russell's illustrious career was further honored with the prestigious Golden Plate Award by the esteemed American Academy of Achievement, a testament to her exceptional contributions to the world of entertainment and beyond. Throughout her lifetime, she amassed an impressive collection of accolades, including 5 Golden Globe Awards, recognizing her outstanding performances across film and television, as well as a coveted Tony Award for her unforgettable stage presence. A permanent fixture in the realm of Hollywood royalty, Russell's enduring legacy is immortalized with a star on the iconic Hollywood Walk of Fame, commemorating her unparalleled impact on the silver screen. Yet, her influence extends far beyond the realm of entertainment, as evidenced by her namesake Rosalind Russell Medical Research Center for Arthritis. In a poignant tribute to her enduring spirit, the center stands as a beacon of hope and progress in the ongoing battle against arthritis, a cause that Russell championed with unwavering dedication. Her portrait adorns the center's lobby, alongside a poignant description of her tireless efforts, serving as a reminder of her profound legacy. Congress, recognizing her significant contributions, bestowed a grant in 1979 to establish the Research Center, an enduring testament to Russell's enduring impact and her compassionate commitment to improving the lives of others. Life away from the cameras. On a fateful October day in 1941, Rosalind Russell embarked on a journey of lifelong love as she exchanged vows with Frederick Brisson, a Danish-American producer whose path to her heart was paved by fate and the enduring friendship of Cary Grant. Grant, serving as the catalyst for their union, not only introduced the couple, but also stood as the best man at their joyous wedding ceremony. The serendipitous spark between Russell and Brisson ignited aboard a transatlantic voyage where Brisson, captivated by Russell's on-screen portrayal in The Women, declared his intention to either kill that girl or marry her after repeated exposure to the film during his journey. Their love story unfolded against the backdrop of Hollywood glamour, with Cary Grant orchestrating clandestine encounters between Russell and Brisson, each interaction fueling the flames of their burgeoning romance. Grant's playful persistence ultimately led to their serendipitous encounter as Russell opened her door to find her dear friend, accompanied by the man who would become her beloved husband. For 35 remarkable years, Russell and Brisson navigated life's joys and challenges together, their bond strengthened by their enduring love and shared devotion to family. Blessed with the arrival of their son, Carl Lance Brisson, in 1943, their union was a testament to the enduring power of love and partnership. Russell remained steadfast in her convictions, aligning herself with the Republican Party and actively supporting the 1960 campaign of Richard Nixon. Her unwavering faith also played a central role in her life as a devout Catholic and cherished member of the Good Shepherd Parish and the Catholic Motion Picture Guild in Beverly Hills, California. Through her marriage, her political activism, and her faith, Russell's legacy shines as a beacon of love, devotion, and unwavering commitment to her beliefs.